options and work with them. Gaurang. Yes, Gaurang, what is your problem?
Sir, actually, I am unable to get a
Every
daily
day
link
you
on
are
the
getting the
application.
link from our admin.
Yes, sir. I
You
have to message
continue
him
in that
daily.
way. Don't get panic. Every day you are able to attend class.
Yes, sir. I
Then
was very
don't
sick.
worry. Then don't worry and don't get panic. Every day you will attend the class. They will provide you a link, and meanwhile they will check what problem you have from your side, because others don't have that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Please
don't
try to
get
solve my
don't get
problem, sir.
don't get panic. You are attending class every day, na?
Yeah, actually,
Link
I
is
was sick
provided
in
to you
past
every
week.
day, right?
Yes, so
Don't worry then, right? Don't
okay,
get very panic and disappointed. Okay.
okay, sir.
You are not missing the class, na?
Actually, I was sick, sir, past week, so I didn't attend it. So I didn't the
Don't
process.
worry about it. Okay. You
Yes,
will
sir.
get a link every day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
No problem.
yes, Rajesh.
Sir, I'm not getting the link every day. Every day I have to ask that through the WhatsApp.
Only 2-3 people have such kind of issues. We have to check from technically what problem is from your side. Our admin people will check that. Okay.
Okay, sure, sir.
Yeah. So let's continue here, right? Now, last session we discussed about how we can deal with and working with the Bootstrap related classes, box model classes. What are the box model classes we have? So one is margins. Margins, what are the classes we are having for margin? We have margin is defined by using M. M and margin have sides. We can give margin sides, and this is actually margin, and we define sides, and after that hyphen we define size. What are the sides we have? Sides we can configure as S. S is for left. We have E is for right, and we have T for top. T, this is for top, and B, this is for bottom. So that is the option here. So that is sides, how we can configure the sides. Now, next option is we have a size. Size can be defined from 1 to 4. And already I given you margin start. So we have margin end, margin top, margin bottom. We can define the sizes like 1, like 2, like 3, like 4. Like this, we can configure the sizes. Already we discussed about that. After margins, next option is padding. For padding also you have P. P you can give sides, and hyphen you can give size. This is also same. So that means we have padding left. So we have padding right. Right is end, and we have padding left is yes. Okay. Padding top and padding bottom. The values can be defined from 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is how we configure the values. That is two options we have. One is margin, another one padding. In a box model, what else we have? In the box model, we have border. Border. How to define border? For border, we have a class called border, and we have border and size. Size you can give from 1 to 4. Border size you can give 1 to 4. So another option is there. Border, we have contextual. Contextual is nothing but color. Contextual means we have primary, we have secondary, we have danger, we have success, we have warning, we have info, like we have dark, info, dark, and light. All these comes under contextual colors. This all comes under contextual colors. That means you see, if I want to apply border, so let's open our Bootstrap, and in this, I told you that we have to link all this. Let's keep some paragraph now. We will put some paragraph. Let's copy and paste some paragraph. Copy and paste the paragraph here. Okay. And now this is the content, and how we can define the option for this. What we can do, we can apply here class as border. Border will put a border for that paragraph, but it is very thin border. For example, for border, we can define border size. Border size you can give up to 4. That is the border size. Some thickness will come. I will keep margin top as 2 or 3. Some space will come. There is a border, but it is thicker, but it is light color. We can apply border color by using border primary. Primary will give you the color in this way. We have like border danger. Danger is having the color in this way. We have border warning, will have the color in this way. We can apply all these contextual colors and apply. So we can define border, and we can define border size and border contextual. Padding already we saw, we can apply some P2. All directions padding will be set. And when you are defining border, we have border size and border contextual. Actually, when you are working with border, you can keep rounded. Rounded is nothing but border radius, right? We can use rounded. We can use rounded, and rounded, actually, rounded have size. Rounded size you can apply, size you can apply 1 to 3 only. Rounded size you can apply 1 to 3, or you can also give rounded pill, or you can also use rounded circle. Rounded pill or rounded circle. These are ready-made options available. That means I can just give here as rounded. Rounded we can give 3 numbers. I give rounded 3. It will be little slightly rounded. Very less slightly rounded corners. Now you can also give rounded circle. Rounded circle will come like this. We can also give rounded pill. Rounded pill will come like this, depending on how much content you are having. You know that if you are giving pills and all, you need to keep the size correctly. Fonts, size, width, everything you need to adjust. You can apply for images, you can apply for paragraphs anywhere. For example, if it is a image, I have an image. So image source and some public images. Suppose I have some banner dot jpg. The banner comes like this, and here I defined width 100%, and that I will tell here it is like this. We want to apply border for this. We will put class border and border danger, and we have rounded 3. So like this we apply, and those will apply for that. Suppose I am using like rounded pill like option, it will display like this, depending on how much content you are having, height, width, and based on content you can display that. And if you are not satisfied with this, you can apply manually, because these are only limited height, limited width, limited radius. So we can apply manually also, we can configure them. So this is just one example. I will keep it here. So syntactically we have to define in this way that image is enough. Entire page you know already. So what to link, what files you need, already we discussed that. That is basically options, margins, padding, border, rounded, and one more option we have width and height. Width and height are defined by using W dot W, and here we have to define the size. Size for width you can give 25, 50, 75, and 100 only. You cannot use other values. That means it is percent, 25%, 50%. You don't have any other value, 30, 40, 54. You can't give. You can give only this. For height also, you have height. We can define size. Size we can define as 25, so 50, and we can configure 75 and 100. Like this only you can give. So width and height depending on for what content you are defining. For example, see, I am giving width 100% here. Instead of doing that, you can do in this way. Suppose I want to fit it. This is the actually. Now what you can do is you can just go in the class. I can give W25. W25, that means width 25. I said W50, that means it will be width 50. It will keep 50. W75, it will keep 75. And W100, then it will keep it to 100. So suppose W130, 150 or something, it will not work. You have only standard values. You say 20, it will not work. It is having only 25, 50, 75, 100. If you want different width, that's secondary. You keep your own. If you want your own height, you keep your own. If you want ready-made, you can apply this. So these are simple and fastly configured for elements. Just what you have to do. Suppose you have a button and you can simply put a class called W100. It will fit the window depending on how you want to configure. So these are basically box model related options. So in box model, no need to explain what is box model. You already know. Here you have to learn what are classes, right? Similarly, in the box model, we have all these. We have margin, we have padding, we have border, rounded, and all these options. Now, next important is positions. Positions, no need to explain what are positions. Only the point you need to know the classes. How many positions are there? Position relative, position absolute, position fixed, position sticky, position static. Static. We have so positions. We can apply those positions. That means we can use simple dot position. Position we have static. We have position relative. We have position absolute. Absolute. You have position fixed, and we have position sticky. I don't need to give you examples because you know already. Just one point I will show, it's enough. You can try others. For example, see now, and position require one more option. So they need top, they need left, they need right. So right is called end actually, end. It is called start. Start is left. That means these are used for defining where you want to configure. Actually, this top, left, right, how you define, you see here. Suppose I am keeping here some image. Image source is equal to some images, some jacket width 100 or 50, height 50, like this we define. Now I want to keep this image. That image is here. I want to keep it somewhere right side. Then what you can do? We can just keep the option class. What is the class? Position. Position is fixed. We can use position fixed, position absolute, and we can give end 0, end 0. And you see it will come right side. And I can give here top 100, top 100, and it will come top 100. So top 100, it gone outside, huh? Somewhere it gone. Okay, so we give end 0. So where it is, yeah. So we give top as 50. Okay, right. And right as, that means end is 0. And you can see it will come like this. You can keep anywhere you want. Now you here one another problem is top, left, and end. These values can be only 3 values you can have. You can have 0, you can have 50, or you can have 100. That means you can keep all these values 0, 50, 100. If you want in between somewhere, then you have to write style. That means what you can do, you can say fixed. Okay. After that, what you can give style. In style, you can write top. Top how much? 100 pixel. That means it will use that. If you have top at your desired position, it's okay. Otherwise, you can use the classes at 0, 50, 100. In between somewhere you want, there is no option. You have to manually control it. You have to manually control it, right? So technically, what is that? We have to give top, and we have to give what? Bottom 100 pixels, bottom 100 pixels, then it will be here. So technically, position we are giving here top, and we are giving as position fixed. So we have the bottom position. Bottom is 0. Bottom is 0. That means it will come bottom. You can give bottom, you can give end, you can give anything, right? So end 0, that means it will be right side corner. Depends on how you define the value. All these options have only 3 options. What is that? Top, not left. Here it is bottom. Top, bottom, end, start. End and start. These are the values. Top, bottom, end, and start. Top is 0, 50, 100, bottom also same, end also same, and start. So simple one syntax here, and I will keep these options. I don't need to waste time in explaining what is meant by position. Already we learned that. Here you have to just learn classes. Okay, now I hope you can tell sticky. For example, I have some paragraphs of information. You can now tell the sticky and all these things. Now you see, hope, okay. Now here, so we will copy these paragraphs, and in between, suppose some heading is there. In between some heading is there, and here we are defining some home, about, contact, like this we have. Now what I want is, I want that sticky at the top. You know what to do. What we have to do, position sticky, and where to stick, top 0, top 0, position sticky, top 0. Then what happens, when I scroll, it will stick to the top. Background colors, everything we need to apply, but sticky position, already we know this is how we configure. All are same, only the name of class you have to know. How do we use the class and what the class related reference name, that's only the point you need to understand. So that is how we can use positions. No need to discuss what are positions, already know. Box model classes and position classes, I will give position classes. So position classes, we have combination of this. Next important is, we have float classes. Float classes also, you know what are those two classes are there. One is float start, another one is float end. That means float left, float right, nothing special. So no need to even give an example, you can simply write them, huh? Suppose you have an image, so image source is equal to some image, public images, some jacket, some width and height. So something I am configuring like this, and we need to keep the options here, class, and generally class what we use. So float end, float end means it will be right side, float start means it will be left side. These are general things, so no need to give even an example for that, but just if I give the class names, you should able to try now those implementing in examples. Earlier how you written them manually, such designs you should able to apply through classes, right? Yeah. Next important is, we have floating, we have this, and we have display also. Display classes are same here, but some additional things we have to learn actually. So I will show you display related options what we have. We have one is, so display classes are defined with D. The class name is D. So D have an option here, display option. What are the options we have? We can use D as flex. We can use D as flex. And another important, we can use D as none. We can use D as inline. You can use D as block. D grid is not there. D grid is not there. Display grid is not there. For that, we have other options, other technique actually. Grid is designed by using grid is grid classes are grid is defined. Grid is defined by using the classes row and the class call. By using row and column, you define the grid. There is no grid related option actually. So you have flex, you have none, and you have inline and block. And generally, if you are keeping flex and all, you have alignment also. Alignment means actually grid, not grid, you have flex styles. What are the flex styles? We have flex classes, because when you are using display flex classes are there. We have like flex wrap. So we have like flex, so flex row. We have like flex column, flex column. You remember we have flex row reverse. We have like flex row column reverse, column reverse. Like this, these are the options we are having. Remember, we have to use combinations of all of this. One more important is, so flex alignment. Flex alignment, you have option like justify content center. We have justify content between. Am I right? We have justify center is horizontal center, between space between. We have justify content around. We have around, between. We have center. We have another option. We have align items center. We have align items top. We have align items bottom. We have alignment. This is vertical alignment, horizontal alignments. If you are using flex, these are also important. Earlier we have to separately write them. So here you can just apply these classes. For example, let's see various ways we will handle them. I will give a simple technique to understand. Let's see. Actually, suppose we will put one picture. Yeah, I will remove all this paragraph here. Now, by seeing these options, you see this image. I will remove this simple image is there. I will cut that image and put in a div. Now, see here. Now, tell me how to keep this image correct center on page. Classes. How to keep this picture correct center on page. Generally, to keep correct center on page, what we do? What are the options required? We have to use display as flex. Another one, justify content center na. Another, align items as a center. These three we have to give, right? These three we have to give. Yes. Now what we can do? We can do it in a simple way. For which one we have to apply for this container? Because this is inside the image na. We should not apply for image. We should apply for container. See class deflex. After that, justify content center. After that, align items center. Align items center. Align items center. You can see it will align. So align items center, align items, justify content, deflex. But remember, the div should have height na. Right? That height actually, because of height, it is not showing. We have to add the height manually. Style, height, how much height you want. Because height is not available according to your requirements. Then height, then according to that, it will apply. If it is like 500 or 600, then it will adjust vertically center. So for that, we can just use these options and define them. We have the options like display flex, display grid, and others. This is a simple example. This is an example for keeping everything into center page. Right now, the other options depending on situation we can use. Later we will apply. Later we will learn some designs there we can apply because you know them already. Flex wrap and flex column reverse. These will apply with good designs. Then you can easily handle. You know the meaning of them. What are those? You know already meaning of them, but we will apply with good designs instead of wasting time on empty boxes and all. Right? We will create one design on that we can apply them. Just here we will remember these classes and we will use them everywhere. Everywhere we are going to use the classes. This is display flex, display block and all. What about grids actually? Means if you want to display in row and column, actually, there are so many points. For example, I have data list. So we have data term. So we have name and data definition is some name. We have data term price and data definition some price. And we have data term stock and data definition is some so available. That is the point here we are defining. Now important is I want to keep them side by side. Then see generally what we do, display grid template columns, 3 fractions, 1 column, 9 fractions, another column. Here see this entire data list must arrange in a row. That means we will put class as row. Now in that, this term should be occupying class how many columns? Call 3. Remember this column number. Here I will give here. Column have a column. This is column is flexible. Flexible. That means it will adjust according to window. If I give call, I can give size. Size I can give from 1 to 12. You know, that means 12 columns maximum we can give, right? That means this will be column 3. Then what will be this one? It will be column 9. Because data definition will be 9 columns. Data term will be 3 columns. All data terms will be 3 in 3 columns. Okay, all definitions will be in 9 columns. All definitions will be in 9 columns. Then you can see it will arrange like this. All the terms and all the definitions. You have to just define the column and row. This is actually configuring the rows and columns. Actually, this is an example for grids. So grid in row and columns. So this is example. I will give one more here. Suppose I want to design like header, section, footers, combinations. Then you can try like this. Let's do one more design. Here I am writing header. Okay. Here I put a heading, some Amazon shopping. Fine. Here we have section. And here we have footer. So we have footer. So here we have like copyright, some copyright 2022, like this we define. Now here the concept is, here the important point is, we have header section. Now actually when we see here, so it looks like this. The section I want to divide into 3 columns. So actually in section we have nav, this is navigation. In section we have main, so this is main, and we have aside. We have aside. Aside is suppose ads. Now what we want to do, we want to arrange in 3 columns. Then section will have a class called row. In that navigation will have class how many columns? Suppose 2. and the main will have class how many? 8. Sorry, class is column na. Call how many? 2. Here how many? Call 8. Then how much aside will be? Call 2. Now you can see they will arrange information in this way. We can adjust the height of the section. Here we give style. Height of section is 400 pixel. Then it will be like this. It will display in this. That means 2 column, 8 column, and 2 column. So arranging of information and rows and columns. Now we don't use display grid like option. Simply you can arrange like this. So that is very important. If I want multiple rows, sometimes people have 1 row, 2 columns, another row, 3 columns, another row, 5 columns. I want like that. Your wish. For example, I will give this also. This is example of grid layout. Grid layout. Okay, let's take another example. Means just for the people's understanding sake here. You see, I am using first div. This contains class row. In this, I am giving div class as call. Class as call. That means how many columns? In that row, 1 column. In that row, 1 column. I will put here as suppose single column. I will give like this. Okay. Below this, another div. This will have class row. In this, what we do here, class as this is call, and this is another class. This is call. That means how many columns? 2 columns in second row. 2 columns in second row. And important is these 2 columns evenly distributed. That means they will be 6, 6. If you don't give number, they will be evenly distributed. 6 or 3 or 4. How many you give? Evenly distributed. That means this is even column 1, and this is even column 2. Just roughly I am giving. That means now you can see the design will look like this. That is single column. This is even columns, right? Single column, if you want center align, you can give center align. Just temporarily I will give text center. Text center will give center align. And if you want, this row can have border, and border dark, and you see there will be border, right? So that is just roughly defined here. For example, for this column I am using border and border dark, and you can see the column have border. And for every column I can define like this: border dark, size and all you can define. You can see like this it will come. I want to adjust this row, so margin top as 2, some space will come. That means we have single column, we have 2 evenly distributed. You can do in another way. For example, I am creating another row, class another row, and margin top 2. Here I have div, and this class is column 3. Column suppose 3 I given, and in that here I said call 3. Okay, and another one div. Here I will put class as call 8, or suppose say 7, and this is call how much? 7. And another div I am giving here class as call 2. So, and here I defined as call 2. And every column can have border. Suppose for every column I am adding border. For every column I am adding border. Then you can see it looks like this now. That's your wish, how much width you want to configure, how many columns you want to configure. We have to write a row in that columns even column numbers. So these earlier we have to design by using grid. But now we can design like this. This is an example of multiple rows and columns. For multiple rows and columns, this is the example. You can put border anywhere, you can put margins, you can define like this. Right? These are basically how to use display. Later in several examples we will implement. First you just need to know the class names, how they are used. So what are the options you have seen till now? We have a box model related, positions, floating, and display classes. Display classes, how to use them. Another important here we have so text colors, text colors, text colors, background colors we can apply. I will give here text colors. What we have, so we have the classes like text, text. We have contextual. Contextual means already we know primary, secondary, danger, warning, all these we can give. Similarly, we have background colors. Background colors also same concept we have. Text colors, background colors, we can have BG. BG what? Contextual. You can use BG contextual. And we have text alignments. Text alignments. Alignments. Text alignments, you have same classes we have. We have like text start, we have like text end, we have like text center, text center, we have like text justify. All these options you can configure, right? Already I told you contextual, what you are doing. Already I told you contextual means here, where I given already. Suddenly you woke up in the middle, right? Contextual means situation wise colors, right? Where I given their border, at border already I given. Contextual means primary, secondary, danger. These are context based colors. Context based color. Danger means red, success means green. Right? That is the meaning. They already given a list there. Right? So these are technically defined by using these options, right? So alignments, we can give text backgrounds and all this. Every time I don't need to write here primary, secondary, contextual already I given once, the same will continue everywhere, right? So now here, how do we define the backgrounds and all? Very simple. Suppose I want to set a background color, right? How do we define background color? Let's say I will just use a heading. Suppose contextual, or I will simply put a div here for your understanding sake in a clean way. Div, I will put a heading. I will say delete record. And here I will put a text, record will be deleted permanently. Permanently. And here I am using suppose an anchor. Href is equal to some hash. And I say help. Something like this I given. Now this is like I want to highlight this. Then what we do generally for this div, I will put a class. First, I will apply border. I will apply padding P2, border padding P3. Suppose I define border and padding. I will keep some margin top as 2. So that is 2. Now you see here, for this we will give BG danger. BG danger. That means it will be red color. I want to change the text color. Text white. So that means it will be text color white. But links, we see I given a class called text white. So the links will apply that. So you have, because links have default color, they don't change. We have to change them. So now you can see it is applied like this. Suppose I want to change, suppose it is some other operation, this is delete. So I will put another screen, and I will put another screen here. I will put as inserted record, inserted, inserted record. I will say inserted successfully. This message will be given, and here I will use text success, text success, then bg success, that is bg success will give like this. We have contextual designs, actually contextual designs. Suppose here I am giving one more div, one more div, and I am writing like so here, so are you sure, are you sure. So here I will put a message like, so you want, you want to, you want to modify something like this, and I will give here as warning. Warning color will be different like this. We can give now text as suppose dark, and you can see it will be like this. And for example, this I given as text danger. Danger will give red color like this. That means contextual colors can be applied for foreground or for background. Background you can apply anywhere and configure. For example, suppose I give here, let's say I am creating a heading. Suppose I said in the heading I am adding some register and a data list and a data term, username and data definition. We have a input type text I am giving, and another data term, some password, and data definition input type is equal to password, password. And you see here I will put here, these are basically there, register and all. And you see below that data definition I will say name, name required. Generally such type of messages we put with a simple class text danger. Text danger will give in a red color. That means it says that name required. So that means here suppose password I given data definition, and here I will put a span and class bi, and bi, so exclamation triangle, I am giving exclamation triangle, triangle fill a, exclamation triangle fill I am giving. So warning, warning, so caps, caps on, like this I am defining warning caps on. Then generally such warning messages are displayed by using class text what, warning. Text warning you will give that color in that. We have danger, we have success, we have warning. These are ready-made colors for text and backgrounds you can apply. For background color, for text color, these kind of presentations are required. Usually that is all done by using these options. Alignments you can give center, start, and end, all these options. This is an example. This is an example for all these, how we define, right? Technically, these are general options. These are very general options how to display and configure. Actually, means these are all you learned in a basic level, that manually we have to write lot of effects. Actually, for that they have given more simple facilities also. These are all Bootstrap related basic classes for display, alignment, position, borders, and all these. Actually, Bootstrap provides, Bootstrap provides some components. Bootstrap provides components related classes. What is the advantage of these components? They can make your See, for this, what I have done, I kept background color, foreground color, and padding and all these things we have arranged for that. But for that, they have ready-made effects. If you want to show such messages, buttons, we have ready-made effects for them. Generally, they call them as Bootstrap components. Bootstrap components, so many components are there, we will see now. And very important is these components, not only presentation and styles, they depend on some effects. That means some functionality also will be there. We will see how to handle them, right? So how we can use the Bootstrap components. First important in Bootstrap components, we will see alerts. How we can display alerts, how we can design alerts. Actually, alerts are inline. Alerts are embedded actually. Embedded message boxes. Message box in a page. Alerts are embedded message box in a page, and you can control them. You can control them dynamically. You can control them dynamically. So, but you have to learn more controlling with JavaScript and jQuery. Few controls, how they work, I will show here. For that, actually, they have a simple classes. So that means the classes, alert classes, we have alert, we have alert contextual. Contextual means danger, success, warning, like that we can define with background also. We have alert title, we have alert subtitle, we have link alert link. So alert title, alert subtitle, and alert link. Now what is the point about this? See, means how these alerts are used. Actually, to achieve this, I designed manually so many things. But observe now, let's go and delete all this. I will keep it more simple for you. Means, so I am writing everything from the first again and again so that you can see what is happening. Alerts, you see, first put a div. Now this div have a heading, delete record, delete record. And here we have an option paragraph. Record will be deleted permanently. This message we have to save. And we will put an anchor, href is equal to some hash, and I just give here as help, like this. Now observe carefully, this is the div as usual. Previously, to give a delete like behavior, I given a lot of things. Now see what I will do. Simply for this, we will put an alert. I will just keep an alert, and one color is required. We can use here alert danger. If I use alert and alert danger, automatically it is applied like this. That looks good. Text color changed, border changed, light color came. And you see, actually, for the headings inside that alert, we will put a class called alert title. For subtitles, we use a class called alert subtitle. For links, we use a class called alert link. Now what happens? All look uniform. Alert link also, see, alert link also have that symbol. Now just you change this alert danger to alert success, entire appearance will change. Background color will change, font color will change, appearance will change. If I say alert as warning, then it will display like this. These are good when you are dealing with this. These are good. So, and very important is here, when you are defining such things, you see, actually, so beside that heading, I will put a button. And for this button, generally for close buttons, alert have a class called, so this is, we have a btn close. This is for close button. Anywhere close button is applied with this. So I am applying a class called btn close. When I apply btn close, you can see a close button will come. You see there is a close button here. Just applying a class will give the close button. And important, this alert can be, so we can define the alert here. So we can make the alert as dismissible. Alert as dismissible. Dismissible. Alert dismissible. If I keep dismissible, that means it can be closed. Alert dismissible. You see right side, it will go. Automatically alignment, it will take control. So, and see, alert dismissible will keep it right side. That means you see we have alert dismissible, it will keep right side. Close button, it will keep, but close button you have to design. We have to design. Automatically close button will not come. What dismissible will do? It will keep it right side automatically. Now the point is, on click, it have to close. You can simply use an attribute here. That means alert uses an attribute. We have attribute, jQuery attribute. jQuery attributes, so many are there. We will learn one by one. One attribute is data bs dismiss. Data bs dismiss. Actually, this is used to close any component in page. To close any component in page, data bs dismiss. Data bs dismiss where? Data bs dismiss which one? To close. That means we have to write like this. Data bs dismiss is equal to, so we have to give alert. That means it will close that alert. It will close the alert. You see, simple. We have to go here. We have to write where? Button. So for the button, we have to write close. Yeah, we have to write for the button. This is the button, right? For button, we have to write data bs dismiss. So what it should dismiss? It should dismiss alert. That's it. It should dismiss alert. You have to give that. And you see now, when I click on close, it will be closed. Now again open, you need JavaScript. For that, you don't have that options. Actually, later you will learn about open closing with JavaScript jQuery. Because for that, you have to learn how to design buttons, how to open through buttons. You need jQuery. JavaScript jQuery programming is required. As of now, it will again refresh the page, it will come, and you have only one option, close. To open, we need another combination. We need to put one button. You should say click on the button. On click, we have to write the logic to open. So much is there. So these attributes are very simple, so that whenever a pop-up comes, we can close it immediately. Right? So we can give the facility to close. That means some logic, there is no chance you have to write. Some logic, don't waste time. Do like this. It will be very simple. That means some functionalities, there is no chance. You have to write logic. But some functionalities, you can simply apply like this, better use it. It will be faster. That is the reason you can't depend only on Bootstrap, and you can't depend only on programming. You have to depend on both. Combinations are required, right? As of now, this will work for alerts. So these are the classes for alerts. This is one example. Remember, This will not work if you miss any of these files we are seeing. Script files compulsory, and at the top these are compulsory. If you miss icons, not required. But if you miss any of these three files, Bootstrap, CSS, jQuery or bundle, it will not work. Right? These are very important that you have to use in this way. So actually here, see, I am keeping a button OK. I'm keeping a button OK. You see there is an OK button here. On this OK also you can make it close. Same, what we have to do, we have to use data bs dismiss. What it should dismiss? Alert. That is, we click OK, it will close. For that button we can give good appearance later. As of now, suppose I give class class, suppose bg danger, like this, text white, like this. I can give such appearance. But later we have buttons with good appearances, we can apply them. As of now, that's working. You can do it from this, or you can do it from the close. So this is one component. In the components, we have a component called alert. So this is one component, alert. So by using alerts, you can design in this way. Example I will give here. This is alerts. You can have multiple alerts. Every alert have individual, same as I showed you. Suppose this is one alert. I will copy, I will paste another. This is alert success. Am I right? Success. I say record inserted, record inserted. And this also will have button close, that will close that alert. So I will give message inserted successfully. This message will come. Everything fine. So that means here we will keep as success. And you can see two are there. Now I click on the first one, it is removed. The second one goes stop. Right, I click on this, that's also removed. That means it will automatically align. It will automatically align and it will adjust automatically, depending on how you are handling and using it. Right? So technically, these kind of options are, remember, so much is there. You are just learning only one part as of now, right? That is alert. Right now, this is basically how we can keep the alerts in the Bootstrap components. We have alerts. Okay. Next important, in the Bootstrap components, we have badges. We have alerts, badges, buttons. So many components are there. Actually, badges, little, remember, one more very important point I have to tell you. Actually, I think I missed this point in the beginning. So remember, we are learning Bootstrap 5 version. 5 version. So previous version is Bootstrap 4. Bootstrap 4. And lot of changes are there from 4 and 5. When you are referring to Bootstrap related examples and tutorials, 90% on internet, all are Bootstrap 4 only. If you try the same in your practice now, you will fail. That you should be very much careful. Don't blindly follow websites without knowing which version they are using. Because Bootstrap 5 is the latest version, which have lot of changes. So many changes they have done. So people who already know Bootstrap also have to learn these new things. Otherwise, they can't handle. So many changes are made. So many corrections have done. So many new things are there. That is the reason when you are watching any videos or examples online, make sure that that is related to Bootstrap 5, not 4. If it is Bootstrap 4, forget, waste. right? But I will give you differences also later. Why? Because in some companies still they may be using Bootstrap 4, almost, because Bootstrap 5 is very recent. That is the reason latest projects are using Bootstrap 5, but all other projects are still using Bootstrap 4. In that case, you have to know how changes are made, what changes. While explaining the topics, I will show you differences in Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 5. So as of now, observe carefully. Yeah, let it be there, right? Technically, right? Now here we have these options defined. Now, what is this badge? Actually, badge is already there. In the latest version, badge is used with, actually badge, it is used to highlight any content in a container, any content in a container. For that we use badges. Later you can align them. Actually, badges is used for highlighting any content inside contain. For example, suppose I am writing here, so badge. How badge looks like? Nothing but, suppose we have a button and I say notifications, notifications. And here we have a span and we have some 5. And here we have another span, and we have class. So BI and BI bell. Like this I define notifications. Now you see in a button, actually they look like this. In a button, they look like this. For buttons, you can apply separate classes. Later I will give. As of generally, what we want to do is, we want to separate this number. Then usually what you can do is, we can apply the class as, for this span, we can apply the class as, we can give badge. We can use badge. And when I use badge, then you can see badge will display in a separate color is different, but you have to apply now BG. Suppose you can say primary. That means it will be like this. It will be like this. That means we can change that. Technically, actually, we can change positions. Later, I will tell some positions. So remember, it is to highlight like this. So if you want, you can simply put badge. Actually, earlier, so many options were there. But now in the latest version, badge class is only one, badge. That's it. For background colors, we can apply BG contextual. Actually, in older version, we have badge primary, badge secondary, like that. But now we have only badge. Earlier, we also have badge circle, badge pill. But now we don't use badge circle, badge pill. We use rounded circle, and we use rounded pill, rounded pill. Actually, earlier we used to have that. Here, what we do, we use rounded and we use rounded circle. Rounded circle, then it will look like this. Right? Earlier we used to have separate options for that, but now we directly apply like this. Another important is here, suppose I said display or not display position as absolute. So top as suppose 0, position absolute, suppose top as 0, like this we given. So it will be like this. Actually, this position is not absolute. Suppose position is relative position, then you see we have to keep other position also. Relative means inside this. Based on that, we can adjust. We have suppose position as position fixed, then it will go there. Position static, so is there static position, that is the default position. But what you can do is, we can keep it right side corner. For that, we have to learn, various 9 positions will be there. We will discuss. If you know those 9 positions, then we can apply them. This position static absolute will not work correctly until or unless you use those, right? Those I will tell you. For that, we need to understand another positions concept. So means already we learned position. In that other, you remembered we learned Z index and all. Similar to that, we have 9 positions. We have to arrange them correctly. Then we can keep it anywhere we want. With buttons combination, I will tell you how we can manage that. So technically, first point is how to separate the contents. How do we separate the content? By using this. So you can use for anyone. For example, for here also, we can write like badge. If I write badge, the bell also will be in a badge way. So, but it is having already another option. That means it will disturb it, right? This need to be kept in a separate one. So this need to be kept in another span. And here we are using the class as what? The badge. That is the badge. And for that we are giving as a BG primary. And it will give like this. We can separate, configure and define them. And we have rounded, we have a rounded circle. All these things we can configure. It will display in this. So these are used for separating and displaying such contents. Earlier we used to have a lot of other options, but now it is only badge. Only one option is there, badge. And others, BG, rounded, these all already learned. Combinations we have to use them. This is used for highlighting any content and displaying. How to highlight and how to display the content, right? Now, similarly, we have another components, buttons, cards, carousels, so many that we'll see next session, right? Tomorrow, we will see how to use buttons, forms, input groups and all. Now we can design Netflix like page by ourselves. That means you see Netflix registration forms are there. We can design these forms and these buttons exactly like that. That will be easy. Once we learn those buttons, we will design this exercise. We will see how to handle it, right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that.